The 2026 Tesla Model 3 still looks like the future, but for some owners, the future gets annoying really fast. Because once the excitement fades, this car starts revealing problems that can absolutely become deal breakers, depending on how you drive, where you live, and what you expect from a daily car. And honestly, some buyers are going to love this thing. Others are going to regret it within months. Why this car matters. The Tesla Model 3 has basically become the face of modern EV ownership in America. It's everywhere now. Apartment parking lots, suburban neighborhoods, tech campuses, airport garages. You see them constantly. And the reason is obvious. Fast acceleration, strong charging network access, minimalist design, low fuel costs, plus Tesla still has one of the strongest brand identities in the market. The 2026 model continues refining the formula with updated software, improved efficiency, and a cleaner overall driving experience. But here's the issue. The more mainstream the Model 3 becomes, the more people are discovering that living with it every day is very different from test driving it for 20 minutes. So, let's talk about the real ownership problems buyers should seriously think about before purchasing one. Problem number 1. Everything depends on the screen. The minimalist interior looks cool at first, until you realize almost everything is buried inside the center touchscreen. Become deal breakers. Screen. Open certain settings. Screen. Climate controls. Screen. Glove box. Screen. Even basic functions that used to require physical buttons now demand extra taps in menus. For tech-focused buyers, this may not sound like a big deal, but in real-world driving, especially in heavy traffic or bad weather, constantly interacting with a screen can become frustrating. And for many American buyers coming from traditional brands like Toyota, Honda, or Ford, the adjustment period is bigger than expected. Some owners eventually love the clean layout. Others never fully adapt to it. And that's important, because you interact with this system literally every single day. Problem number 2. Build quality still feels inconsistent. Tesla has improved build quality over the years. That's true, but the inconsistency problem still hasn't completely disappeared. Some buyers receive a nearly flawless car. Others notice panel gaps, rattles, trim alignment issues, wind noise, or small interior imperfections almost immediately. And here's the bigger problem. When you're spending this kind of money, your expectations rise. People forgive cheap economy cars for minor imperfections. They do not forgive premium-priced EVs. Now, to be fair, not every 2026 Model 3 has these problems. Plenty of owners report excellent quality, but the inconsistency itself is the issue. You shouldn't feel nervous inspecting your brand new car like you're doing a quality control audit. And unfortunately, Tesla still hasn't fully escaped that reputation.
Repair costs and service headaches. This might be the biggest deal breaker for some buyers. The ownership experience can become stressful as one of the best actually goes wrong. Tesla's service network has improved, but depending on where you live in the US, service events, if you still feel limited compared to legacy brands. Some owners report long wait times for appointments. Others complain about parts delays, and repair costs can be surprisingly high, especially after minor accidents. That's because EVs, especially Teslas, often require specialized labor, specialized parts, and certified repair facilities. Even relatively small fender benders can turn into expensive insurance claims. And speaking of insurance, many Model 3 owners are shocked when they get their premium quotes. In some states, insuring a Tesla costs significantly more than a comparable gas-powered sedan. So while you may save money on fuel, some of those savings can disappear through insurance and repair expenses. That's something a lot of buyers don't fully calculate up front. Problem number 4. Range anxiety isn't completely dead. Yes, charging infrastructure is much better now. Yes, Tesla still has one of the best charging networks in America, but range anxiety hasn't disappeared, it's just evolved. The issue now is convenience. If you own a house with home charging, the Model 3 experience becomes dramatically easier. But apartment living, street parking, shared garages, that's where ownership becomes more complicated. And then winter arrives. Cold weather still impacts EV range. Road trips still require planning. Busy superchargers still happen during holiday travel periods. Again, this isn't a disaster for everyone, but buyers transitioning from gasoline vehicles sometimes underestimate how much mental adjustment EV ownership requires. With a gas car, you refill almost anywhere in 5 minutes. With an EV, you start planning around battery percentage, charger locations, charging speed and availability. Some people adapt instantly. Others slowly realize they preferred the simplicity of gasoline ownership. Problem number 5. The novelty wears off fast. This may sound harsh, but it's true. The Tesla wow factor doesn't hit the same anymore because Model 3s are everywhere now. A few years ago, owning one felt futuristic and exclusive. Today, it feels normal. And once that novelty fades, buyers start focusing on the actual daily experience. That's when small frustrations become more noticeable. The firm ride quality, the road noise on rough pavement, the over-reliance on software, the occasional glitches, the lack of traditional luxury touches. And this creates an interesting problem for Tesla. The Model 3 is positioned like a premium tech product, but some buyers eventually realize they wanted more comfort, refinement, or practicality instead of pure tech minimalism. That doesn't make the car bad, it just means the ownership experience is much more personality-dependent than many buyers expect.
Who should buy the 2026 Tesla Model 3? If you love technology, enjoy EV driving dynamics, have reliable home charging, and want one of the best software experiences in the automotive world, the 2026 Model 3 still makes a strong case. The acceleration remains impressive. The charging ecosystem is still a major advantage. The operating costs can be low, and for long-term commuters driving long distances every week, this car can absolutely make financial sense. It's also a great fit for buyers who enjoy minimalist interiors and don't mind adapting to a screen-heavy experience. But now, let's talk about who should probably skip it. Who should skip it? If you hate dealing with software quirks, depend heavily on physical controls, or want a more traditional ownership experience, this probably isn't your car. If you live somewhere with difficult charging access, the convenience factor drops fast. And if long-term reliability, service convenience, and repair simplicity are your top priorities, there are still reasons to consider alternatives from brands with larger dealership and service networks. Also, if you're buying the Model 3 mainly because it feels trendy or futuristic, that excitement may wear off quicker than expected. And once that happens, you're left evaluating it as just a car, not a tech statement, not a social media flex, just a car you live with every day. So here's the honest truth about the 2026 Tesla Model 3. It's still one of the most important EVs in America. Still fast, still efficient, still packed with technology. But it's also a car that demands compromises, more than some buyers expect going in. And whether you love it or regret it depends heavily on your lifestyle, your expectations, and how comfortable you are adapting to the EV way of life. For the right buyer, this thing feels brilliant. For the wrong buyer, it becomes exhausting. And that's exactly why doing real research before buying one matters so much. If you enjoyed this honest review, subscribe for more real-world car content without the hype. Because the best car isn't always the newest one, it's the one you'll still enjoy owning 3 years later.